We've just bought this plot of land on a small scenic Scottish island.
We're building 5 eco cabins and we're putting them in that field over there.
Join our journey as we start up our tourist accommodation family business. Welcome to episode 5 of our cabin build journey series. As you might have guessed by now, this one is going to be all about this stunning site that we've managed to get our hands on in Millport on the scenic Isle of Cumbrae.
If this is the first time you're joining us, you can check episodes 1 to 4 by clicking somewhere up in that corner.
I can't believe we've been 5 of these now, man. So now that planning's officially in the bag, we can reveal exactly where this site's going to be located in Millport. You'll find us here on College Street, a short stroll from the main town and seafront. The location is secluded enough for a relaxing island retreat, but still within walking distance to Millport's main town and its bars, restaurants and experiences.
We're going to be sharing the exciting plans we have for turning this empty 1.2 acre plot of land into our first Jack Salt Stays location. But first, here's the very first moment that we stepped on site.
So, site 1.
Yes, here she is. Site on the Isle of Cumbrae in Millport. Where I'm standing right now actually. It's pretty much where a wee car park section is going to be. And then stretching all the way up sort of long ways is going to be cabins 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All the way up to where the land at the end sort of slopes up. But yeah, really nice woodland setting. We've got the sheep in the field across the road. It's just nice and quiet, birds chirping. It's kind of hard to imagine what it's going to look like once all the cabins are actually in here, but I guess we could switch to a wee segment and show the actual site plan to talk through it a bit more.
And that we will do. Welcome to our vision for site 1. Here's a quick rundown of the layout. So first, here are the 5 cabins. South facing to catch that maximum sunlight throughout the day, of course. You might notice that there's a couple of different sizes here. So these 3 cabins are ideal for a couple. And these 2 are ideal for up to 3 adults, or 2 adults and 2 kids. Or a couple looking for that luxurious extra space, because why not? All but one of these will welcome well-behaved pets, because we do love our dogs here at Jack's. Each cabin's going to have a nice outdoor terrace to kick back and relax on those nice summer days. Now here's the exciting bit. These 3 are going to have wood-fired hot tubs. I actually can't wait for a shot of them myself, to be honest. Here's the car park. Nothing much exciting to say about that. It's a car park. It's where you park cars. Here's the pathways leading to each cabin. A couple of picnic benches here. And here we have the stable. A stable?
Yep.
Yes.
As the rain starts to pour down on the site, you'll probably notice that there is an existing structure already there. Now it's an existing horse stable and we're actually going to be using it to repurpose it into storage and potentially a DIY office space. Daniel's got big ambitions for an office anyway, so we'll see what we can manage.
What a stunning setting for our very first site. We cannot wait to see this vision become a reality over the next few months. Right, let's head back to the warehouse where next up was the build of the furniture items. So this next stage of the build consisted of building a wardrobe space, a cupboard unit and a dining space with a fold-out table. Here's a quick-fire segment that makes the building of all this look effortless and much quicker than it actually took. For the furniture, we could have looked at different suppliers for this, but we decided to have these built bespoke and in-house at the workshop. The benefit of doing this was that we could maintain the certain aesthetic we created by using the light birch plywood. Almost to the point where the furniture items were like an extension of the walls, which was pretty nice.
Are they going to be the final handles?
Yep. Look quite rustic.
I mean, I know we're over budget, but are we that over budget? And we could carefully craft all of our cupboards, dining table and storage solutions for our exact use case and right down to the millimetre.
Throughout the cabin, we've made the use of clever design to make space-saving and storage solutions. Probably my favourite part of the whole cabin is the fold-up dining table, which simply pops up if you're looking to sit up or drop straight down if you'd like a bit more space. Once folded upright, it also reveals a clever storage space which has been incorporated into the underside. For all the ironmongery, or to me and you, handles, doorknobs and brackets and stuff like that, we decided to have this all in a matte black finish, in keeping with the cabin's colour scheme, and contrasting nicely to the birch plywood.
All that's left after that is the soft furnishing stuff like cushions, bedding, ornaments, and probably the most exciting part of the cabin, the artist's wall mural. So stay tuned for that.
Kiekaboo! So, down at the workshop again today. Big progress being made. The guys have been very busy making some of the storage solutions for the cabin, and they're currently getting installed at the moment. So next to the bed, we've got a storage solution for hanging up clothes and lots of wee ducats for basically putting everything that you bring with you. And also in the dining space we've got a bit more storage, and also the fold up dining table, which we're really happy with how it turned out. So we'll go and have a look at how they're doing.
I must say, honey is looking awfully cute while we were talking there.
Yeah, pal. She's a wee bit cold. She's a wee bit shaky.
She's got sawdust in her eyes.
Oh. So, as you can see from last time we had a look at the cabin, quite a big transformation actually. All of these new storage solutions have been built out of the same birch ply as all around the cabin. However, they're just untreated at the moment, so they've still got that to come. If we look at these ones, obviously the storage next to the bed, you've got a storage on the left for clothes to go in on a hanger long ways, and then as I say, you've got all these little ducats on the right, so a bit of like a sort of his and hers situation. I mean, or his and his, or hers and hers. Yep, so we have that there, and then over towards the living space, we've got the fold up table for the dining table, and then here we've got space for fold away chairs, so you can take them out obviously when you're dining. Plenty of storage up here, as well as obviously the nice open shelves. We won't be lacking storage, that's for sure. And then up here as well, we'll have the big TV bracket and the TV in there. So whether you're in the dining space, the wall bed sort of seating area down there, or in your bed, you're able to sit and watch Netflix and chill out. So Daniel, what are you up to?
So, we've had some specifications back from the signage supplier, and this is for the signs that are going to go in the front of the cabin, so like basically the kind of cabin's name tag, if you will. Obviously this cabin being the Hive, very roughly measured up the kind of letter heights and spacing and stuff, and we're just going to check and see what it actually looks like when it's in front of the cabin. So couldn't find a ruler, so we just printed one. That's about right.
We'll take that.
Yeah.
Might need a wee step ladder there.
Quite sizable.
That is quite sizable actually, you're right.
Huge, isn't it?
Yeah, it's huge.
So, probably half the size and see how that looks. Obviously, our calculations are correct, that would mean it'd be half the width. Problem is, if you half the width, it only says Hive.
The Hive cabin.
The Hive.
So another thing you might have noticed if you've seen some up-to-date photos of the cabin is it might look like it needs a good wash, but actually the larch cladding is essentially weathering, and it's actually going to eventually look like this. So although it looks a bit imperfective when it's in the two tones, it's actually going to end up looking in this sort of like grey weather colour, so it should look pretty cool eventually. Exciting stuff. As Robert says, there's only about a week and a half or a week left of the build, which is brilliant. The only thing that we have been waiting on is the delivery of this wall bed. Unfortunately, with furniture and everything, it just seems to be that 9 week, 10 week, but I think we've been waiting about 11 weeks to get that wall bed delivered. But essentially, just a big piece that slides into the wall in that space that's just left.
That's assuming it fits.
Assuming it fits, and assuming it all went to plan, and then that'll come with a couch as well as a little clasp at the top to fold down at the wall bed. But it's crazy just seeing those storage solutions going in, and it just shows it as a complete space, because it's been kind of a wee bit hard to imagine until now, but it's proper great. So, so happy.
I know we say this every time, but it certainly was all happening today, and it's all coming together. So it's a bit of a soundbite of ours now, but yeah, so exciting. Just
look at the puppy. Bye bye, till next time.
What's the dilemma today then?
Couple of cabin dilemmas, couple of design things that we're trying to iron out at the moment. First of all is with the hexagonal shelving. Now the plan is always to have the bed here with some nice hexagonal shelves on this wall here. We were basically working out at first if it was going to be cheaper to get the guys here to build it or just to order something online. We've got a sample of this hexagon shelf at the moment. The other thing is, in the plan, it was just going to basically be a sea of them, which we're maybe thinking they were going to go for a bit of a different sort of abstract pattern instead. But we're just trying to work out if this is the right size, if we should make something bigger, or if we can, it's cheaper to basically get the guys inside to make it. But we're thinking something like that. If we can imagine this side here, joins on, and then this side here, joins on here, and then sort of up and down the whole way. But the decision is it going to be this one or a different one? We do not know yet.
What about the LED lights?
LED lights, that's another thing. Essentially, the plan was to have basically an LED mood light that goes along the full top ridge of the cabin from one side to another. Also, you'll notice something, maybe an oversight from us, but we've got this hood of the extractor fan in the way. So we're basically working out what's the best plan for that. Essentially what we were thinking was, if we can get a bit of wood that goes, try not to break the bed while I'm going up here. If we can get a bit of wood that goes basically along the full length of the cabin, but like an inch off of the wall, we could get an LED light in behind it, and then the light will sort of come down and shine and illuminate the rest of the room. Obviously, the plan is to basically base the Hive theme on the colour orange, so it would be good to have a light that just sort of illuminates and brings the theme together. But again, the design issue is that extractor fan and how are we going to get the LED light behind it. We thought about just starting it from the other end, but we don't have an electrical point over there, so it kind of has to start from this end as well. So a few things to get our head round, but we'll work it out.
Next up, with the shelves above the bed. When designing shelving for the Hive, there really was only one shape that it could be.
Yep, circles. Kidding on. Of course, they had to be hexagons.
So this was an idea that we had since the beginning, and it was so fun to watch it finally come to life. Of course, the Hive had to be full of bee, honey and hive related elements, and this was going to be one of the focal points in the cabin. At first we did look at off the shelf options, see what I did there? But nothing quite hit the spot for what we were looking for. Believe me, we went round the houses on this one and then some. In the end, we decided to build them in-house at the warehouse. This way we could again extend that nice birch ply aesthetic and maximise the wall space with the perfect number and configuration of shelves. We made all the shelves at different depths to give a sort of 3D effect, and once they were all built, we started to get them up. Here's how that went. Since these shelves were placed above the bed, it was important to get these at the correct height and depth on the wall. Firstly for the perfect look, but mainly because our insurance probably won't cover us for guests smashing their heads when they get up for the toilet in the middle of the night. Once they were up, we were chuffed to bits with how it turned out. Of course they look a bit plain at the moment, but just wait till you see what we have in store for the cabin theme items here. At this point we also started to fully kit out the bathroom space. We got the sliding doors, infrared heated mirror, towel rail, shower, toilet and sink in place, and we couldn't be happier with the final result. This was also the first time we were able to hook up the cabin to a temporary electricity connection and test out the lights.
I think that'll do it for episode 5 folks, but not to worry, episode 6 is already on the way. Do be sure to join us then, where we'll be securing a 10k prize in the UK's biggest business funding competition, Scottish Edge, and on site hunting down standing stones with an archaeologist. What a week. We'll catch you then.
Cheers. Right, Build Journey Video 5, take 1.